Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of Sister Wives, Season 18, Episode 9, Battle Lines Are Drawn. Okay, in a world of just confessionals, we actually get some action in this episode. Not action necessarily, but some real live interaction between family members. So, Christine is back in Flagstaff, and she is cooking dinner for Garrison, Gabe, Janelle, Savannah, and Gwendolyn, her daughter. Truly's not going to be there because she wanted to provide a safe space for the older kids to get their frustrations out. And that's how you know it's going to be good. Because we're going to get to hear from the older kids and how they feel about everything that's been going on with Cody, Robin, the whole thing, Christmas. So while we're preparing the food, first of all, she said she was cooking at Garrison's, but really, is it just a salad bar? Because she bought all these ingredients for salads and raw veggies and stuff like that. I don't think there was much cooking happening. She bought some bowls and things like that. It doesn't matter. Savannah's in the kitchen with her, and she's chopping cucumbers, and they're chatting. And Christine asks Savannah about school, and specifically if she ever runs into Brianna, who's Robin's daughter. And she said that yes, she sees her every day at school, but they ignore each other. Yeah. Now we get a confessional with Brianna and Aurora, Robin's oldest daughters. Brianna, I want to say, I think she's 17, something like that. And Aurora is 20. And so Brianna in that confessional says, we're decent to each other. Yeah. She looks and speaks and has the same exact mannerisms as Robin. She is a mini-me to Robin in every way. So she's also like a mini victim. We're decent to each other, but because we all had different opinions during COVID about the rules, we just didn't know what to do with each other, so we kept our distance. Okay, this is sad. It's just so sad. It's enough to hate Cody and Robin and all that. I just don't want the kids, they shouldn't be fighting with each other. Look, we may not be certain if it was Robin that made up the COVID rules and Cody enforced, what Robin wanted, or vice versa. But we know for sure it wasn't the kids that made up the rules. And I hate that the kids are at odds with each other, right? And now, Brianna now breaks down crying. It's unclear to me whether or not she's doing the dry cry or whether she can actually muster some actual moisture or not. I don't know. She does cover her face, so either could be true. But she does say that she's upset and it broke her heart because they grew up together. Listen, I feel for Brianna, and like I said, I don't want any of the kids to not speak to each other, but it's just even her choice of words, it's so Robin, it is so straight from the Robin book that it's hard for me to empathize with Brianna. You're 17, are you really heartbroken that you're not speaking to your sibling? I don't know. I'm struggling because I feel like I'm listening to Robin right now. And I also don't blame Brianna or Aurora because I feel like they're so brainwashed, right? It's almost like a Munchausen by proxy situation that Robin has convinced them and drilled into their head that they're victims, that they're others, that they're outsiders, that the others don't care about them as much and they'll never fit in. I just think that's been drilled into their heads. So do I blame them for believing it? No, I don't. I don't blame the kids for any of this. I think it's devastating. I think it's almost child abuse. Back at Garrison's house, Savannah also tells Christine that she did see Cody recently and it was fun. I don't know if it was second Christmas because he was supposed to give her a second Christmas. I have not heard anything about that or a gift or anything. But she did see him and it was fun. But in general, she says, it's so infrequently that she sees her father that she doesn't even notice anymore that he's not around. So it's sad, you guys. All right, next we go to Parowan, Utah, where Mary and BFF Jen are cleaning out the carriage house. Jen's husband is helping do stuff. He's like drilling things and he's got all the power tools out. And Mary said, it's like having a man around the house. Doing stuff and helping is very new to me. Yeah, I bet it is, Mare. I bet it is. They start talking about having a favorite wife in the polygamous community, for a man to have a favorite wife. And then we see the confessionals of like all the adults. Basically, Janelle, Mary, and Christine all say that a man can't have a favorite wife or this doesn't work. Cody just says, if a man has a favorite wife, it's because of loyalty. Yeah, that's the only reason, loyalty. Unless, of course, it's Mary. And then that doesn't even work. Even though she's loyal, you still don't want her. Okay, so when they sit down to eat at Garrison's, he says that he bought a house, he got into school, and he bought the car that he wanted that Cody didn't want him to get. And someone asked if Cody knows all that, and Garrison said no, because he doesn't care to. And Gabe said, I heard he really only cares about the young kids. Yeah, because I think Cody said that in a confessional. Now in Cody's confessional, he said, I reached out to Gabe and Garrison. I reached out to them before Christmas. I reached out to them after, and they blocked me. They're not interested. Christine says that moving truly away from Cody preserved their relationship. Like, truly can still believe that, you know, daddy loves her, and when she comes into town, they can have fun together. Whereas if she stayed living there, she would grow up to realize that Cody doesn't ever see her either. So in this way, she's kind of like taking this little sweet relationship that Truly has with him now and just keeping it, you know, safe and like keeping it preserved in time. And then when she comes back to visit, they have fun together. She's probably right. So Gwen wasn't there before, but she is now. I guess she's just coming like for dessert. And they're all at the table, like I said. And Christine said, so what happened with that gift exchange text thread? Because I was moving at the time and I don't really know all like what happened there, what went wrong. And I'm like, oh, thank you, Christine. If somebody would please pull out their phone right now and just read that thread, or just put it up at the screen so that we can pause and savor every word of it. But no, that doesn't happen. Gwen kind of explains it, but I still want the full and complete transcript. I just want every word. Gwen's like, we were discussing how we did those Secret Santa things where the kids would pick each other's names, all the siblings, and buy a gift for that person. And Robin was like, we need to do it over Zoom. Then everyone can see each other. And then she said, because Ariella is always forgetting who you guys are. Okay, I have a couple thoughts there. First of all, what over Zoom? Exchange the gifts? How would that work? And secondly, I think it's incredibly rude to say your little sister forgets who you are. Whose fault is that? I mean, seriously, whose fault is it? If COVID happened and you can't get together with everybody, wouldn't it be your responsibility to talk about the older kids, maybe show pictures of the older kids, keep the memory of them alive in Ariella's mind? It's not Ariella's job, but if you guys never talk about them or show her pictures of them or home movies or anything, that's on you as parents, I think. And that's not right. Nobody really said anything about that, but I don't think that's cool that Ariella is forgetting who her siblings are. Oh, you know what? Maybe she means the picking of the names should be done over Zoom. Although I'm not even sure how that would work either. Anyway, regardless, somebody complained that like that wouldn't have a personal feel to do it over Zoom. So everyone was kind of throwing out ideas. Now in Christine's confessional, she says now that Aspen was the one to initiate the text thread, saying something like, hey, everybody, it's time to like pull names for the gift exchange. But before I swear before she said it was McKelty that started it. And I know for sure that it was either Janelle or Peyton that said Logan started it. So there seems to be some confusion about that. So anyway, Gwen goes, and then I said something like, well, we should make it a competition, like whichever mom is faster or something like that. And then Robin made it all about herself and mentioned something about having a bunch of past trauma, which, by the way, Gwen says, where's the trauma? Because Dad prefers them. I hate hearing the kids say it. I don't mind when the wives say it. I don't mind when Christine says he preferred Robin, I just hate that the kids are aware of it or think it or whatever, Garrison just goes, yeah. And Gwen goes, I mean, we can all agree on that, right? Gabe's being pretty quiet, but, Gabe is a sensitive kid, and I'm worried about him almost more than Savannah. Savannah's kind of quiet, too. In Robin's confessional, she said, from our perspective, Cody didn't choose us. My kids and I wanted to be part of this family and be accepted and loved by everyone. Yet you are. Only you're telling your kids that they're not accepted and loved by everyone. And that's criminal. Robin tells this story of the other moms not helping to blend the two families together. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, all I remember from watching the show and seeing now in these flashbacks that they're showing is the other kids being very accepting and loving of Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna. Now, Ariella and Solomon were born after the families, melded together, and they're Cody's biological children, the two youngest ones. But Robin does go on to say that it got better after 10 years. But then when COVID hit, all of a sudden, my kids and I were excluded again. She's delusional. Also, I'm sorry. I believe that Mary actually got a divorce from Cody specifically so that you could marry him so that he could adopt your 3 children from your previous marriage. So you really need to think about whether this family wasn't supportive of you and your children or welcoming of you and your children. Like, you are rewriting history there, girl. Anyway, Gwen goes on to say, Robin was texting us. They were complaining about trauma and like how we don't respect her as a mother, all of this stuff. And I have always considered them my siblings. And I still do. And I still consider Robin a mom. Okay, now we see a little bit more of Brianna and Aurora's confessional. Aurora says, before we got on that text exchange, yeah, she talks like Robin too. Not quite as much as Brianna. Brianna has it down cold, but Aurora's a little bit like that because it's the victim thing. Because they're both always sad. They have those expressive eyebrows that just like they just can't figure out why they're not loved. And they're always on the verge of tears, but never quite there. Yeah, they both have it down pat. So now Aurora says, before we got on the text chain for the gift exchange, we had learned that there was some very strong negative feelings toward us coming from some of the siblings. Okay, that's the other thing. That wording, there was some very strong negative feelings. That's Robin speak, right? I don't even think kids talk like that. And we also learned that they were planning on having Christmas without saying anything to us. Then Brianna says, it was very frustrating to me, and I felt very hurt and confused. Just like their mom. It's crazy how much they sound like Robin. Anyway, here's what I would like to know. Where did you learn this information? That the others had strong negative feelings about you, or that they wanted to exclude you at Christmas time? Was it your mom? Was it Cody? Because your intel was wrong. They didn't even have Christmas with each other. Christine had Christmas with some of her kids. Janelle had Christmas with some of her kids. Maddie had Christmas somewhere else altogether. So did Logan. Leon was separated from everybody else at Christmas time. This is crazy. You girls got sold a lie. And I'm very, very sorry if that came from one of your parents. And yeah, I do think it's abusive to convince your child that they aren't loved by the whole family. Wow. Okay, but back at Garrison's house, Christine said to Gwendolyn, but do you see a change? Are they making it better? And Gwen goes, no, I see it getting progressively worse. So then Robin said, well, we're not going to participate in Christmas with you. Back to Robin's confessional, she said, I was getting pushback from the older kids, and I felt defeated. Like me and my kids had got voted off the Brown family island. No, you decided your kids weren't wanted. You convinced your children that they were being excluded, and you decided to take them out of the gift exchange. I'm convinced of it. No one blamed them for your COVID rules or Cody's, whoever's rules they were. No one blamed Aurora, Brianna, or Dayton for them. So Gwen goes on to say, then Robin said, I'm not talking to you guys anymore. And she told McKelty and Logan to tell us that she's not speaking to us anymore. In Garrison's confessional, he said, a few days later, McKelty texted us to say that Robin's kids are not going to participate in the gift exchange. And it kind of hurt. Yeah, that's Garrison saying that it hurt that her kids weren't going to be in it. Why would he care if he didn't want them in it, right? God, I hope I hope Robin is watching this. I know she will at some point, but what I really hope is that Aurora and Brianna are watching this. I hope they watch this episode and see how their siblings really feel about them. Garrison's he's mad. He's probably the angriest, I would say. I still feel like Gabe is hurt and misses his dad. Garrison, I feel like, is done. He's like, Robin turned this into us ostracizing her and her kids and played the victim. And we said, no, this is about us trying to figure out how we can do this and adjust to the new Christmas rules so that we can all do this Christmas exchange that we've been doing for the past 20 years. In Cody's confessional, he said, Robin never made Christmas COVID rules. That's not her job. That's my job. I made those rules. Jeez, and you sound really proud of them. It cost you 3/4 of your family, but hey, good for you. So Gabe, Garrison, and Gwendolyn believe that Robin is the catalyst for all of this, using COVID to make their dad be exclusive and then becoming the victim and blaming it on them. And Gwendolyn goes, yeah, and Dad chose to spend Christmas with her and not us. Garrison said that they all protested for the sake of Janelle's marriage and Christine's marriage. But when those were down the drain, they gave up and Robin couldn't play the victim anymore because they didn't care about her anymore. Now, in Cody's confessional, speaking about his own children, he said, all of you are just jerks. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to call them. I don't want to talk to them. What is wrong with him? Garrison says, I'm done with Robin. I don't care anymore. And Robin's mad that she can't have this effect on our lives anymore. I'm not speaking on behalf of the siblings, but this is what I think the siblings believe. This is us going, you know what, Robin? Have him. He's yours. We don't care anymore. Gabe is quiet. He's so sensitive, it kills me. And even Gwendolyn said, well, I would like to say I don't care anymore, but it still hurts. Yeah, this is a conversation you don't come back from, I don't think. At least for Garrison, he just seems so done. But also, I'm thinking for Cody, what he just said in that last confessional about his adult children being jerks. They're all jerks and I don't want to talk to them. How do you have a relationship with your kids after what you just said about them behind their back? I don't know. Garrison says, I miss Dayton. Gwendolyn said, yeah, I miss Aurora. And both Garrison and Gwen said that, they hope they can start up a relationship again with them. Oh, you guys, I pray that they're watching this episode. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. This was so long ago. This is 2022. I just want them to see that behind their backs, when the siblings are talking about them, it's with love. They want to be a part of their lives. They consider them siblings. I mean, they're not outsiders. They are loved by these kids. So Christine says to Garrison, would you do a face-to-face with Robin and the kids? And Garrison said, no, because I don't think I have the emotional maturity. I mean, that alone tells me he probably does. That's pretty insightful. You know, like that's pretty self-aware for a 20-something-year-old kid. And Gwen, you could tell Gwen knew exactly what he meant by that too, because she's like, yeah, I mean, she might try to manipulate us or start crying again. Yeah. Those are two very likely possibilities. That Robin will try to manipulate you and she will start crying and be the victim. In Robin's confessional, she said, I realize that nothing that I say or do at this point, they're ever going to see the right intentions that I have. They're never going to see me as anything other than the bad guy. So Gabe says that he actually sees Aurora every day at school, and they do talk. Unlike Brianna and Savannah, Gabe and Aurora do talk. He said that Aurora is the only one that has said, I love you since COVID. Yeah. This is getting heartbreaking. This conversation's getting a little bit rough. In Aurora's confessional, she said, Gabe and I see each other on campus. There are hugs given, I love yous, just sort of checking in on each other. Gabe has been nothing but kind to me. Okay, so don't you wonder, like, what's going on with your mom? Like, really, they're mad at Garrison and Gabriel, but Gabriel has always been sweet and kind and saying, I love you to you, Aurora. So maybe there's another side to the story. I just hope they keep an open mind. Anyway, Gwen's like, you see her every day? And he goes, yeah, in the science department. And she goes, okay, well, I'm going to go stalk her. I'm going to have to go see her. Because, you know, she's the one that first said, I miss Aurora. It's just such a contradiction to what I believe Robin has been telling them. That the kids don't want you in the family. They don't want you in the gift exchange. They're going to have Christmas without you. Like, everyone's going to get together. You're excluded. You guys are the outsiders. You guys never fit into the family. All the stuff she's drilling into their head. I hope she can see that it's not true. Anyway, Gwen makes a joke about, well, who needs a dad when you've got two moms? And everybody laughs. And Janelle said, well, okay, maybe not like that, but Christine and I are still sister wives. And Christine said, yeah, we decided that we divorced the man, but we are still sister wives, or she divorced the man. At this point, Janelle is not. She's just separated. Although Garrison did say earlier that both of the marriages were down the drain. So they may know more than Janelle is letting on. In Christine's confessional, she goes, I may not be able to give my kids a dad, but I can give them Janelle. So Christine says that Cody always blamed her for bullying her sister wives. But she thinks that he's really just talking about Robin. Then in Cody's confessional, he said, I never said Christine was a bully, but she was just a crap sister wife. She would trash talk Janelle and Mary all the time. Cody compares divorce to civil war. And he said, Christine is just fanning the flames in a civil war. And she's got some bad karma coming her way. I'm kind of surprised in their religion they believe in karma. That's funny. Anyway, if you do believe in karma, I can't believe that you don't see the karma that's going to be coming your way. The way you talk about your children. Wow. Or even not kindly letting Mary go. Yeah. Karma's not going to be your friend either, Cody. So Gwen says, oh my God, just imagine your father not loving you. And Savannah goes, I think he still loves you. And Gwen goes, me? You think he still loves me? And she's like, no, I mean, yeah, I still think he loves you. It's just that he's angry for no reason. Is that all it is? Oh, I mean, sweet of her to try, but I don't think you can explain Cody's behavior in a rational way, Christine in her confessional tells us that she has always told Gwendolyn that Cody loves her. but it's Cody's job to show her that he loves her. And then Cody, in his confessional, just when you thought it couldn't get worse, he says, every talk, every trash talk, every opinion they have is absolutely reciprocated. I think the exact same thing of them. Jeez. Father of the Year, Cody Brown. You know, teenagers and 20-something, they're supposed to get angry with their parents. That's part of the growing up process. That's normal. But the parent is supposed to be the adult. You don't hate your kids. In Garrison's confessional, he said, if there's one thing that I wish Robin and her kids could understand, it's that we all forgive them. And if they wanted to come back, be part of the family, be part of the gift exchange, they're always welcome with open arms. But if they're not, we're not going to chase them. Anyway, next, we have a little scene at Cody and Robin's house. Mykelti and Tony have come for a visit with Avalon. It's her first birthday, and they're having a little birthday celebration for her. Amidst everything that's going on with the whole family, Cody appreciates that Mykelti is warm toward he and Robin, and that she wants a relationship with Robin. I mean, that's it right there. You don't have to say anything else. All you appreciate is that Mykelti wants a relationship with Robin, the only wife you care about. I know you don't care that Mykelti doesn't care for Mary. That doesn't bother you in the least. I know that for a fact. And what I would like is for Mykelti, when she's over there, to tell Brianna and Aurora that the other siblings love them and don't blame them for any of this. Oh, actually, Cody credits Tony with the reason why they're all close. Because Tony has a special bond with Robin. They get along great. Why? What on earth could Tony and Robin have in common? They're nothing alike. I don't know. In Robin's confessional, she goes, Tony and I just get each other. He's a great kid. I mean, I know he's not a kid, but, you know, he's a kid compared to me. Now, this is interesting. In Christine's confessional, she said that Robin, when she first came into the family, she saw that Mykelti wasn't treated very kindly by her siblings. They didn't know what to do with her. And Robin saw it, and Robin was like, she's super cool. She's amazing. And she just kind of took Mykelti in and loved her. Now, Mykelti was different. I remember when she was going to go to beauty school, she kind of dressed different. She always had different, like, fashion colors in her hair and stuff like that. And so maybe the other siblings did think she was weird or something. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't remember there being, like, more fighting with her than any of the others, but I guess I could be wrong. I also thought that Mykelti was like acting as a babysitter for Robin for a while there. So maybe that's how they got close too. Okay, in this next scene, we are at Josephine's Bistro. What? If we're about to have a meal, why are we not at Salsa Brava? That's my question. Were they closed? Was Cody and Robin already filming there for some reason? Maybe. But this is a ladies' dinner with Christine and all of her girlfriends from Flagstaff that she met when Isabel graduated. These are all like moms of Isabel's friends, I guess, and then they got close. Well, she's bringing Janelle because she would like Janelle to meet all these ladies because I guess, Christine moved away from Flagstaff, and Janelle says she's happy to come along because she doesn't have friends. So she's happy to take Christine's leftover friends. It also happens to be Christine's ex-anniversary, her, anniversary with Cody. So that's also a celebration. So one of the ladies there is also recently divorced, like within a few months, I guess. And she had been married for 30 years. And she asks Christine, how long would it have been if you were still with Cody? I guess like 27 or 28 years. I don't remember. While they're there, Christine's phone rings and she's like, oh, it's Cody. And she just puts it on mute. She's like, I don't know why he's calling me. Janelle's like, why would he call you today? Like, on your anniversary? And she just goes, I don't know. She's just ignoring it. Then we see Cody's confessional. He goes, I called her because I heard she was in town and I wanted to see if Truly was available. Where are people hearing all these things? He heard that Christine was in town. From who? Not Robin. They don't talk to anybody else. Mary doesn't even talk to them. He hasn't spoken to Janelle in months. You don't talk to Janelle or Christine's kids. I don't know where he's hearing it. Oh, maybe McKelty. In Christine's confessional, she's like, you know, it's hard to leave a marriage. It is. It's hard to know when the time is right. It's hard to tell the kids, but it sure feels great on the other side. I'm a big fan of divorce, she said. If anyone ever came to me and was contemplating divorce, I would say, do it. What are you waiting for? You're not happy. So the girlfriends have a lot of questions, specifically about plural marriage. And since there's another sister wife there, you know, they may as well get all their questions answered. And somebody asked Janelle, how do you feel after hearing like the way Christine talks about Cody all the time? Is it hard for you? You know, because she's still married to him, technically. Not technically, but, you know. And Janelle said, no, not at all. Christine goes, oh, Janelle's known for years how I felt about him, because I would confide in her. In Janelle's confessional, she goes, I don't really care that Christine is telling the ladies her stories. I don't feel a lot of obligation or loyalty to Cody right now. So, you know, I'm just thinking, say what you want. I don't care. Though she is just meeting these women for the first time. So when they start to ask some questions about her marriage to Cody, she's less open about that, understandably. Janelle tells them that she and Christine are thinking about finding some sort of a home base because the adult kids are like all over the country, and something kind of like a plig house, like how a lot of plural families live in one house, but they might have 2 or 3 different areas with their own separate kitchens and bedrooms and stuff like that. She and Christine would like to find kind of like a plig house that they live in, and then whenever the adult kids want to come and go, they have a place, like a home base to come to. They talk a little bit about the dynamics of the family and stuff. These are all things that we all know, those of us who watch the show. Side note, if I met somebody, let's say I got to be friends with one of my daughter's friends' mothers, and I found out that this woman was on a reality show like Sister Wives. I'm telling you right now, even if it was a show I never saw in my life, I'm going home and I'm Googling that. I'm going to be marathoning every episode. I mean, I want the backstory. I want to know everything there is to know about her. You know? Anyway, in Christine's confessional, she's like, you know, I just don't think polygamy is a great family structure anymore. She's so against it. She's like, look, if you like it, great, but I have a hard time with it. And if the husband finds the love of his life in one of the wives, the other wives are screwed. And that's what happened to Cody. In Cody's confessional, he's very sweet. He says, Christine forced herself into my life. She basically insisted we got married. Oh, you poor thing. And I'm sure there was no way you could say no. And did she also force you to have 6 children with her? Because, wow, my heart breaks for you. Anyway, he's like, I don't care that she's leaving. Sure, like it hurt initially, but I'm fine. It's just that she needs to stop trash talking me to my children. Where is he getting that from? I've never heard her trash talk him, and certainly, definitely not to the younger ones. It's your own relationship with your older children that has turned your older children against you. I think he probably knows it, but he just doesn't want to say it. He doesn't want to see that. He doesn't want to think that he could be to blame for his relationship with his adult children. And also, this whole thing that Janelle can poison the kids against him. Christine can poison her kids against him. They're your kids too. Have your own relationship with them aside from their mother. You can only speak to your children through their mother? No. Develop your own relationship with them. Drives me crazy. He wants them to be devoted to him without putting an ounce of effort into it. In Christine's confessional, she says, when we first went public, it was to show the whole world that plural marriage wasn't about control or suppression. We had an awesome family. We loved our kids. We loved raising them all together. Just, one big happy family. And now I'm showing divorce and a broken family. But it's okay because it's real. Yes, it is. And that is the end of this episode. Yeah. Hey, look, I'm thrilled that it wasn't all confessionals. Maybe it was mostly confessionals for Cody, but at least Christine and Janelle got together with some of the adult kids. That was a big part of the episode. A lot of the things that they had to say. So yeah, this was a pretty good episode. Because I got a little tired of really just the adults' opinions. And we even got the confessional with Aurora and Brianna. So even though that was just Robin's opinions coming out of their mouths, it was still good to hear from them. Aurora, the thing with Gabe, that they see each other, give each other hugs, say I love you. That was touching. That was sweet. And I do think there's hope for the kids to all reconnect. Anyway, that's it for me. That's it for this episode. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. And if you click on the bell icon, you'll be notified every time I post something new. Also, I am an Amazon affiliate. If you happen to be an Amazon shopper and you click on one of the links I have in the description box below this video, and from there do your Amazon shopping, I will get a small percentage of any qualifying purchases that you make. So I appreciate that. And that's it for me. I love you guys. I will see you next time. Bye.